Hey, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Night Flesh and Blood. I'm Nick, here with Colin, and the Rye High 65, back
Oh
again.
my god.
Finally. Finally, after a long hiatus. He's been gone. The prodigal son returns to the podcast.
I'm back. I'm back, baby. Let's
Way to
go.
double his salary.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
We
that's true.
I had to, take money out of the grocery budget for my 2-year-old son, but it's worth it to have
Worth
Ryan
it.
back on the podcast.
Definitely.
So we had tens of people clamoring, just asking us
this one's
every day.
This one's for Carlos.
Yeah. So yeah, Ryan's back. Thank God. We are the Romping Club. No, we are Team Raising Quell, a subsidiary of the Romping Club.
Yeah,
we're
no
here
one's
with
the Romping Club.
We're here with Sunday Night Flesh and Blood on a Tuesday night once again. I think we've only recorded like 4 of our 9 episodes on Sunday night. So we had some talk about maybe a rebrand for the podcast.
Man. Our brand is being off brand.
Our brand is being late.
But I hate being late. So yeah, we might have to do a rebrand. I don't know.
Remember, speaking of being late, remember last night when I texted you when's the Armory and you said 6:30, I might be a little late. So I got there at like 6:20, it started at 7:15.
Yeah, I thought it did start at 6:30.
7:15.
Yeah.
I think when they do Classic Constructed, they start at 6:30.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's hard to make it there by 6:30, especially when you have to put a 2-year-old to sleep. So
that's not the point. The point is that you lied to me and I sat there for an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, okay. Calling it a lie. It's not a lie. I just made shit up and it ended up not being true. I just took a shot. I took a shot in the dark and we missed.
Yeah. I definitely could have looked it up really easily, but you said 6:30, I think. And I was like, okay, 6:30 it is.
Well, usually he's a trustworthy individual.
Yeah,
Not
I
this
do.
time.
Yeah, I usually do like being places on time and know when things start. So usually
I
you
was
can
on
trust me.
time, all right.
Yeah, you were. So
There's
you're
no
welcome.
shot you're being late for that one.
Yeah, I knew that if I told you what time it actually started, you would be late. So, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, what are we doing to this episode? What are we doing? Oh, I'm going to Minneapolis. So I'm not playing in Nationals, but I'm playing the Calling for various reasons. We'll talk about that.
Off the back of your Armory win, speaking of.
Yeah, off the back of my Armory win last night. Went 4-0. Actually went, or 3-0. I don't know. We played 3 rounds? 4 rounds?
Just three, yeah.
And then stayed and played a couple games of CC. Also won both of those. So undefeated last night. So we're on a hot streak. Hopefully we keep it up. But yeah. So, yeah, backup plan for Minneapolis if things go really, really bad. I'm going to find some blitz side events to take down because, yeah, I think that deck's a problem. We'll talk about it. But yeah, so we'll get right into it. Finally.
So before we get into it, I need you guys' advice on something.
Okay.
So the other day, I was at a Western wear store, and okay, don't laugh.
This is a great start. This is a great start.
You know when you're in a Western wear store, as we all are sometimes. Find yourself there. And so I moved recently, and I'm doing a lot of yard work, and I was trying on some cowboy hats, and I was like, man, I like a cowboy hat, and it's really practical, but I also can't help but feeling like a bit of a fool when I'm in a cowboy hat, because I didn't grow up wearing cowboy hats. I never really worn cowboy hats. I don't think I have the confidence to pull it off, but It's cool. I think they're cool, and they're practical. What do you guys think? Should I wear it?
Did you buy it?
No, I didn't buy it, but I could go back to those.
I thought you were going to say, I bought 3 of them. Which one should I keep and return the other 2?
If you see a guy in your neighborhood like cutting the grass in a cowboy hat, what are you gonna think about that guy?
It depends on what the rest of the guy is like.
It's like me.
I'd probably
Like
say
you, I'd be like,
that's-
that guy's a fucking loser.
I probably think that's the best Reinar player in the world.
Okay, thanks. You guys aren't taking this serious at all.
No.
Stop
No,
it.
okay. Okay, I'll be serious. I think cowboy hats are pretty sweet, objectively. But
That was it.
Okay.
I think hang on. The practical part of it is that it has a
wide brim.
wraparound brim to
Yeah.
cover you from the sun. And there are other hats that do that.
That's
So
true.
if you're trying to make a statement, go with a cowboy hat. If you're not, just get like a bucket hat or something.
I'm not really trying to make a statement. I'm trying to protect myself, like you said, and just make myself feel happy.
Well, if it makes you happy, then buy it. Maybe go for one of the ones that's
Was-
not like a true like 5-gallon Texas.
Okay, that's what I was
bucket.
gonna ask.
Yeah.
What's like the hat selection at this Western store?
Oh, they
Is it
got them
like-
all, dude. This thing is freaking intense.
All hats? They got all hats.
Yeah. All hats. If you can wear it in the West, they got it.
Oops, all hats.
Oops, all hats. Oh man,
But no, but those big ass ones were the ones that I liked. They're freaking cool looking.
you would. That makes so much sense. Yeah, dude. I mean, if you think it's cool and you'd wear it, buy it. If you buy a good one, it'll last you your whole life. It'll probably start to smell like shit if you like.
Yeah,
doing
if I
yard
cut the
work
grass
in it.
in it and stuff, yeah.
Like you're gonna have to like take care of it. Do you
Ooh.
like taking care of things?
Oof.
If I know you, I think I know the answer.
Have you seen that one hat I have? I've had it for like 20 years.
the
Hanging in there.
Cardinals one.
Barely.
It's pristine.
Yeah.
It's so old and beat up that it has 2 bills now.
2 bills.
Okay. Well, I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
really get a clear answer, but thanks for the advice.
No, I say do it. Is there like a color that you had in mind?
Yeah,
or
there was a gray one I liked.
did you take
Yeah.
a picture of it, or are you just gonna?
Yeah, I should have thought of this ahead of time. Alexis has a picture on her phone.
Bring her
You don't go
I'll
with
have her text it to you.
in. No, like bring her in right now into the closet.
in our audio only podcast to have her show the picture on her phone.
Yeah. Well, it's for us, not for the audience.
Yeah, don't go with one of the tall ones. You don't want to look like Doug Dimmadome with
Doug
a big bill
Dimmadome.
doing yard work. Unless you want to hide
Okay.
shit in there.
I told her to text it
That'd
to
be
you.
cool. You can put like a water bottle in it.
Drill little holes
That's-
in the bottom of the water bottle so it slowly drips down. It cools you off.
That's utility.
If I put my playmat in there, I'd stop forgetting it.
Oh yeah, dude. Brian, Colin forgot his playmat again at the armory
Again?
last night.
Yeah.
First
You
thing,
need to
first
ditch-
thing. Oh,
You need to ditch the box. And
I don't want to though.
or you need a bigger Tupperware that can fit a playmat in it.
There you go.
Tupperware.
Now you're well, no, mine fits. You just like fold it up a bunch.
You should get like a briefcase, but like a Tupperware. Do they make those? I'm gonna Google it.
You should- No, you should get a Tupperware, but just like one of those giant Tupperware bowls that like our grandmas put like watermelon in and stuff back in the day.
Showed up to events with like
Dump out all your
lunchtime
stuff. So, oh, Colin, this is a real consideration for the cowboy hat. And then we can move on. This is good banter,
Okay.
though. I'm proud. I'm
Okay.
proud of you for bringing this.
Okay.
I feel like a cowboy hat would get like really hot. Would it get hot?
Aren't they like light?
I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
supposed to be like moisture wicking, like
Like
absorb
breathable?
it and protect you.
If it was like leather, then I'd be like,
that's
don't
what I'm
do that.
picturing. I think. You're just
You're picturing like a
it would be like
crocodile
140
Dundee hat.
degrees on the top of your head.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's literally been like 99 degrees every day in Central Florida for the past like 5 days. It's been
Yeah.
crazy.
Except for today where it
should-
rained all day.
Yeah.
You should go back to the store and ask the salesman, "Is this hat good for mowing lawns in?"
He'd be like,
Okay.
"It's good. It's good for being a cow and
Wrangling
boy."
cows.
Will you guys come with me?
I'll go. Yeah, I'd probably end
I'll
up
drive.
leaving with a cowboy hat too.
Hell yeah.
I'll drive 2 hours just to go.
Heck yeah, dude! Next time we all go to an event together, we're showing up in cowboy hats.
And wolf
I'm down.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
No, we need tiger t-shirts now because we're all going to be Zen players.
That's right.
Ooh, look at the transition.
Yeah.
Now you're a podcaster.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Speaking of wolves, how about tigers? All right. Anyways, you want to get into the
Yeah.
main topic?
Tell us how you're gonna kill people.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play Zen. I'm gonna have a 30 damage turn, and then block with all my equipment, and then have a 50 damage turn, and then hopefully my opponent's dead after that.
That's a
Okay.
solid plan.
Yeah, that's really as far as I've thought right now. No.
You liar.
How often does that happen?
A lot. Honestly, more than it should. They should probably ban something soon. The deck's like crazy good. But yeah, I decided to play Zen. I think we probably talked about it after like ProQuest season and stuff, or maybe after like Battle Hardened Atlanta. But I've basically only been playing Bolton for like, I don't know, 2 years at this point. Right? Like, when was the last time I didn't play Bolton? Was it Starvo? Or Briar, maybe? Like,
No, that's when you
was
came in
Starvo
at top
after?
8 with Briar.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry about that. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, but it's been a long time. I've been playing like only Bolton, and I think I've like reached a point of like 98% mastery of Bolton, and I feel like I could pick up that deck at any point and go play it almost perfectly at any event. But unfortunately, with like a hero like Bolton, it's like if you play perfect all day, you're not gonna, you're probably not gonna make top cut, right? Like sometimes the way the deck just operates just doesn't have the numbers sometimes, or things just don't line up. So I kind of decided, like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna go to Minneapolis. I'm not playing in nationals, which like it was kind of always the plan to not play in nationals because my wife Anna is coming with me. We're making like a long trip out of it. So Thursday and Friday we're gonna do like touristy stuff in Minneapolis. You know, known for its touristy attractions. But no, we're gonna like go to the Mall of America and stuff, like go to a Twins game. So national starts Friday, so I didn't want to. I don't want to play in a 3-day, like a potentially a 3-day event, and like leave Anna just like to do her own thing for most of the time we were there. So yeah, so I'm just playing in nationals, or just playing in the calling. But I kind of decided, like, I don't know, a while ago, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna like travel to this event, like I'm gonna commit to playing a different hero, unless I truly believe that like Bolton is the deck that gives me the best chance to win. I'll play Bolton. But I was like, I'm gonna play the deck that I think gives me the best chance to like actually convert and like actually like make a top cut or something crazy. Like my actual goal, I think, is the top 32. Like I think that's my realistic goal, or I mean maybe top 64 even. Like that's my realistic goal. It's the top 64, but like yeah, I've been testing a lot with Brandon. We've been working on this deck like a lot since Part the Mistveil released, and like like the deck just does some of the most powerful stuff, that does things that are, I don't know, some of the most powerful stuff I've ever done in Flesh and Blood, like including while I'm playing Starvo and while I'm playing Briar. Like maybe Starvo is just like beyond it, but like you just get to do crazy stuff that like,
Yeah, I think the biggest turns in Zen are beyond the biggest turns in Starvo.
yeah, like genuinely, like a 40 damage turn is never out of the question. Like it can, and the deck can just find the damage absolutely out of nowhere, right? Like there's like some variance both ways, but like if your Artivore draws are like sweet, like you could just like have a 50 damage turn on like turn 1. Like it's just like crazy. I would say that's not what happens every game, but like every game you do have multiple like 25 damage plus turns, it feels like, which is just, yeah, to string those together is crazy. So I don't know if I'm like even on topic anymore, but I'm playing Zen.
No, you are.
That's on topic.
And that kind of like guides me into kind of what I was wondering about, because I haven't like talked to you about this specifically. You've mostly just been updating us on your deck list. So like if your goal is to like do as well as you can, which is mostly what you were talking about right there, And there's multiple heroes in a good spot. Like Azalea comes to mind, Nu comes to mind, Zen comes to mind. Why is Zen the final choice for you? Is it like the best deck and you think it's wins all those things? Does the ease of play come into it at all? Does the quick rounds come into it all? Like, why Zen over something else?
A couple things. One, I think like maybe at my core, I am kind of I just like am an aggro player. I just like playing aggressive decks.
Mm-hmm.
And like playing really proactive decks. I think like even which is weird playing Bolton. You think you'd like end up being a reactive deck sometime, but even Bolton is like kind of a proactive deck in my mind. But I like playing a really proactive deck. It's early in a meta, and I think early in a meta, the best, most explosive aggro deck is always a really good pick because you're at the beginning of a format and you are asking the question to your opponent, like, can you stop me? Like, I'm gonna do degenerate stuff this game. Can you stop me from doing it? And if you can't, like, I'm just gonna run you over. And then that's why the other top decks in this format, like I think it is. I don't know if Nu is like a top deck, but Nu is definitely very good at a Zen. So maybe you could call Nu a top deck in that sense. Like I think she's very good, and then Azalea is also really good. And part of the reasons that they're really good is because they're both good into Zen. And so yeah, I think more. It's definitely not the ease of play thing. I don't really. I don't put a lot of stock into that. It's like if a deck is
Yeah.
straightforward to play, it's like the games that you're like actually playing the games is never actually easy.
Yeah, I
There's a
don't even know
lot
if
of
Zen is easy to play. I just said that.
yeah.
I
He's
played it.
not.
I played it a few times, and the sequencing is hard,
Mm-hmm.
and just like the whole transcending mechanic is also adds a layer of complexity to
Yeah.
these Mistral heroes.
Yeah.
So he's probably the most difficult ninja to play. He's not like Fi, who's kind of on rails, right?
Yeah.
But
Interestingly, maybe we could talk about the Fi Zen matchup a little bit because I actually did get to play it and was like kind of shocked by how that matchup actually plays out and some of the things that I have to be aware of. Glad I ran into a random Talishar player who was pretty good. He played 3 games with me. But anyways, but yeah, I would say it's definitely not easy, and I think like difficult to play isn't even like I think it's not difficult, but it is complex. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things. There's a lot of like layers on the stack to keep track of, and like lots of things to remember. The biggest thing that I've been forgetting playing in person, and I've just been even like sitting at my desk or whatever, like just like goldfishing and just practicing like literally just like trying to get the muscle memory of making tigers and gaining the resource from the Kasaya and all that shit. Um, the thing that I forget to do the most often is when I trigger my hero ability, I'll go search for a card before making a tiger in my hand, and I'll forget to make a tiger in my hand. And it's like I'm still like beating it into my head, like, okay, as soon as I pitch a chi to activate Zen, like the first thing I need to do is pick up a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I do because that's like the bad habits that Talishar creates. Like Talishar just puts it in your hand. And then like manage like so there's that. That's just something that like muscle memory needs to kick in. I just need to like do that every time. But I would say that like actually the most difficult thing is managing your graveyard and banish zone and like remembering what is in like what's left in your deck. And not
Mm-hmm.
even like remembering, but just like looking through your graveyard so often and looking through your banish zone so often, especially in matchups that go longer, where it's like you need to manage all of your threats all the time because you're playing your Bonds of Ancestries, you're searching with your hero ability, you're doing all kinds of shit. So that's a little spoiler. I am on one of the lists, or I am on a Zen list that plays Bonds of Ancestry. I know there's one that won like a ProQuest Plus that was more just like similar to like a Phi build where it's just like numbers and math and good cards. But Bonds is broken, so I'm playing it.
yeah,
um,
card's good.
yeah, and also I have to shuffle my deck like literally 50 times a game, literally. And I like I'm like not that good at shuffling because I haven't been playing TCGs like my whole life. I've only been playing for like 4 years or whatever. So I like literally I'm not that good at shuffling, but I'm gonna be good at shuffling by the end of this weekend, I think. So, but yeah, I think to officially wrap it up and answer your question, Colin, the reason I'm playing it is just I think it's the most explosive aggro deck, and early in a format, I think that's a really good pick. And the deck's just fun as hell. Like, it is so fun. You just it's one of those like main character decks. Like, you sit down, and in a lot of your games, like, you are the main character, and you're doing a bunch of shit, and your opponent is just like can't do anything about it. And it's like cool. And then games will be over in 15 minutes, and you can go grab a beer or a water, because I'm probably not going to want to be drunk during the calling.
That's a great answer though. Really strong, really aggro, really fun to play. Like, that's a great reason to play a deck.
Yeah.
I'm
excited.
Speaking of your list, do you want to like walk us through, like, not the whole list, that would take too long, but like maybe 2 or 3 key cards, and then 1 or 2 cards that you think maybe are spicier, if you have that.
I think spicy probably isn't the right word. Like, I was trying some spicy stuff, like this round's on me and everything, and then it's just like, oh wait, they can just use that extra card to block, and then it doesn't matter that their attacks have +1 next turn because they just get full value out of their hand by blocking. So that card kind of sucks. But so I was trying that. What else was I trying? I was trying, like the shifting winds card, where you can name your tigers anything, and including like a couple copies of like really good combo finishers, like Fluster Fists, and then like you name your tiger, open the center, and your Fluster Fist becomes a Assault the Wound, basically. So like that kind of stuff. But then it's just like ended up moving away from kind of that cute stuff into just like, okay, what's the deck? What are the most powerful things I can be doing? And then when I'm not able to do those most powerful things, how does my deck need to operate to stay in it? So basically, yeah, I would say the most important cards in the deck, outside of equipment, because the equipment is all like literally so pushed. Like, Kasaya is insane. Like, in the mirror, that Kasaya can gain you 3 resources over the course of the game and then block like 12. Which, like, one piece of equipment that's doing that for you in a game is like nuts. Traverse is like the best headpiece in the game. Maybe better than Fleshbag. It's like really hard to say. It depends, I think. Fleshbag is better in some spots than whatever. But like, Traverse is literally just balance of justice without any conditions whenever you want it. Just draws the best card in your deck. So yeah, outside of equipment, the most important cards in the deck, I would say, are like Bonds of Ancestry. All your Transcend cards, obviously, but like Bonds of Ancestry and Art of War. Those are like your power cards. And then your other power card is probably Chase the Tail. Like a 1-for-7 with Go Again that blocks 3 is just like, I mean, that's as good as Valiant Thrust. So like, we're cooking. But then there are cards that just like hold the deck together. So like, there's those explosive cards like Bonds, Art of War, Chase the Tail. And then there's the cards that like you just need, like, that just help the deck function so much. One of them, which is maybe my favorite card in the whole deck, honestly, is Aspect of Tiger, the red one. And that's one of the ones where it's a combo, but based on the color of the previous card. So a lot of times, like, you're in a situation where it's like, okay, I'm going to go get a Chase the Tail, or like I have a Chase the Tail in hand, but I can only make 1 tiger. Then you go search for Aspect of Body, play that after Chase the Tail, and then that card is, if you play it after a red card, when it attacks, it gets Go Again and make a tiger in your banish zone. So then you get your second tiger. That card, and then there's another one that makes tigers called Breed Anger. That's a 1 cost. It's a 1-for-4 that blocks 3, and all of these block 3, which is also why they're good. Like, the deck blocks a lot better than you think it does. For a ninja. If only they printed red Tiger Eye Reflex, I'd be freaking running 90 reacts in the deck. It'd be awesome. Anyways. Or 9 block cards in the deck. But Breed Anger is like a combo if you've played a Crouching Tiger, or if the last attack was a Crouching Tiger, it gets Go Again, and then you create another Crouching Tiger. So like both of those cards that make Crouching Tigers are just like unreal on Art of War turns because they have +1 and then they give you another attack that gets +1. So like you're going even wider. um, and obviously it's like exponentially grows on like double Art of War turns or like Ancestral Harmony turns. Like just so many more attacks and stuff. But yeah, I would say maybe like the spiciest thing, quote unquote, is I'm on 2 red Biting Breeze and 2 blue Biting Breeze. Was just like a common from this set, and it's just 0 cost. Red is 0 for 3, blocks 2 with Go Again. On hit, make a Tiger in your Banish Zone. Initially, I was like, this card's garbage. Like, it's so easy to block. No one's ever going to give me the Tiger. Why do I care? Whatever.
It only blocks 2, right?
And it only blocks 2. And then I was like, well, maybe the blue is good because you can play it and transcend off of it. And then, but then like the deck runs into this problem where when you're not transcending, your deck is like pretty bad. So I was trying to solve that problem of like, okay, like if I can't transcend, like if all I have is just like a random blue in my hand and like I drop and I have 3 other reds, like I was running into a situation where I had like a lot of combo cards, but none that actually had Go Again without a Tiger. So like I couldn't do anything. So I could just like play my weapon and then like a 1 for 4, and it's like a 2-card 6, and like Zen does not want to be doing 2-card 6s. He must be doing 5-card 50s. So then cards started to come in like Spinning Wheel Kick, which is like the 1 for 4 Go Again, blocks 2, but it's just like a chain starter, right? And like 100 wins. It's just like a red card to start your combat chain so you can like do something. So even like now, like a turn that previously was just like, I don't know, block 6, then attack for 6. It's like, oh, cool, I have a Spinning Wheel Kick, an Aspect of Tiger, and a blue and another random 3 block, and I can like block for 3, and then I can go Spinning Wheel Kick, Aspect of Tiger after the red, create a Tiger, then weapon, then Tiger for 1. So all of a sudden I'm like going a lot wider and like things just start to function better. And I found that like the 2 red Biting Breezes, and they're not in every matchup, but the 2 red Biting Breezes like got me to that perfect number of red cards that can just start my chain, right? Because on my best turns, I'm starting with blues because I'm starting with a blue, transcending, doing dumb shit. But I need my middling turns to start with a red and do some okay stuff, and then set up. So yeah, so maybe the quote unquote spice. I also think my ratios of everything are like have become really solid. I'm running a lot of like 2 ofs in the sideboard instead of 3 ofs. Because I found a lot of the sideboard cards, you know, it's like if you bring in 3, you're likely to draw them in bunches, or you're more likely to draw them in bunches. And like your sideboard card, like your tech cards are often your plan B, but you don't want your plan B to muddy up your plan A or whatever. What's the saying? You don't want your plan B to get in the way. So it's like if I'm running like 3 CNCs and 3 Flick Flacks into a matchup, all of a sudden it's like if I draw an Art of War, a blue, and a CNC and a Flick Flack, I'm like, oh my god, like this sucks. Like why didn't I draw anything cooler here? So I think the ratios are super important. I think I've got those in a really good spot. But yeah, it's been a lot of testing.
Yeah, I mean that was a good rundown for sure. I think of some of the cards and stuff.
So hopefully that was. I could talk for another 30 minutes probably. I've been really enjoying this hero and like the process. It's been fun. So.
So what about matchups? Are there any matchups that you like want to see / don't want to see? You don't need to go into all of them, or even the reasons unless you want to. But like, what are you thinking about that?
I think this is definitely a deck that there definitely are bad matchups. I don't think there's any matchups that are below like 40%. Like, no joke. I don't think there's any.
I mean, that's not that uncommon in Flesh and Blood anymore, to be honest.
Yeah. So I don't think even even like Azalea and New, I don't think they're even like New. Maybe depending on your game plan and depending on how they're playing. can be pretty close to 50-50. And yeah, that matchup's weird. It's like so swingy. But I think like the decks that I don't want to see are Bravo. Obviously, Bravo still is impossible. Like it
You're
just
probably
like
fine.
yeah,
He's not very
and
popular
yeah,
right now.
unless they do like or yeah, it's not popular, but that one's rough. Um, Azalea's hard. Like if she sees a red in the ledger and can dominate it early, and then codex it back, like
Dude,
that's hard to deal with.
is Bravo
Um,
good if he's good into Zen and he's good into Azalea? I'm
no,
assuming he's good into Azalea. It's not enough.
no, I think he's like well, I don't know. It depends what the meta looks like. I'm assuming Enigma's like near impossible for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
Prism's
Um,
probably pretty tough too.
yeah, but yeah,
Assassin's
I
hard.
don't want to see New and Azalea, and like I know I'm gonna see both of them, and like I feel okay into them. Outside of that, I feel like I don't know. I don't feel that bad about like any other matchups. Like Prism's actually kind of hard. I'm not running any 7 power poppers in my deck. I'm like, okay, if I play Prism, hopefully I just steamroller, and she doesn't have any time to do anything, and her heralds don't matter. Um, Enigma's like super easy. Enigma can kind of threaten fatigue, which is
What
interesting.
what about KO?
Brutes, okay. I was like felt like I needed some practice into KO and brutes and stuff. Um, so today I played a couple games and I was like actively searching for like Levias and KOs, and I like my gut it says like, oh, it's pretty tough. Like Levia has Husk and Fleshbag, and like Fleshbag's really good and can like shut down one of my big turns basically. But like it honestly doesn't matter. It's like I kind of just run over brutes. I think KO can be close. Like they can definitely pretty much keep up with me, and like if they find their disruption at the right times and stuff, like it can go poorly. But I would say I'm probably favored into all the brutes. Um, yeah, having a fridge basically goes a long way. Being able to just
Yeah.
like if KO's at like 20 health or whatever, throws like I don't know a send packing at me for 7. I can just block it with all my equipment, get a
Yeah.
tiger in my hand, get a chi in my hand, and just probably kill him.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's Blitz, but that's what happened to us last night in the Armory when we played. Like, I sent a CNC at you for 7, and you blocked with all your equipment. I was at 14 health, and you put me to 1 through all my blocks,
Yeah,
Jeez.
and the
yeah,
game was just over.
yeah. It's the deck can just like do crazy stuff. I think actually in Blitz it might end up being a problem because like in CC the best thing you can be doing is transcending and searching your deck for combo cards. Obviously, in CC you run all 9 transcend cards, like even a drop in the ocean and stuff. Even though it's awkward and you have to like wait for attacks to resolve and stuff. But then in Blitz, where it's only 40 cards, so much more of your deck is the transcend cards, like such a bigger
That's true.
percentage.
Yeah.
So it's like you're so much more likely to see them in the first 5 or 6 cards of the deck, where it's just like you just go off immediately. Like I don't. It like actually might be a problem in Blitz. like,
Yeah.
like literally, like last night, I just brought my CC deck and then found out we were playing Blitz, and I was like, okay, I'll just like remove cards kind of at random until I get to 40. Like I did not put any thought into it. I just like took cards out until I got to 40 and just ran that into every matchup, and like just like none of them were even close. Like it was crazy. I can't imagine what it would be like if I actually like put some work into it.
Are
And the
you?
Yeah, I'm sure
equipment's
somebody is.
yeah, the equipment's the big thing. It's like you have 7 block on the board, and then after you use that, you're gonna have your biggest turn of the game.
Sure.
Which is kind of how CC goes too. Like the goal is to have a huge turn, and then when you do eventually brick, because the deck does brick, when you do eventually brick, your hat's gonna bail you out, and then you're gonna have another big turn because of it. And then hopefully you don't brick after that. That's how the new matchup goes. You like have a big turn and get ahead, and then they try to string together disruption to claw their way back, And sometimes they can, and then sometimes they can't find the disruption and they just present vanilla damage, and then you can close it out from there. And then they have their like combat tricks like Siren's Call and stuff. Like I've had news before, like I'll block with Traverse to get a chi in my hand. Like I think I'm safe because you can't play around everything all the time, right? Like you just can't. And then they play Siren's Call and like take my chi, and it's like, oh shit, like this is going to be really hard to win this game now because what was going to be my most powerful play of the game, they just completely negated with that card. So if you're listening out there and you're bringing new, don't run Siren's Call. Card's bad.
So with Zen's like multiple headpieces that are all really good, do you have any thoughts on like Pouncing Links or Mask of Momentum? Are you running those, or is it only Traverse in the list?
I am running Pouncing Links, but it is only for Kano.
Okay.
Because you can never block with Traverse against Kano.
That's fair.
In every other matchup, there is actually no reason to run anything but Traverse. Like it's that good.
So you choose Pouncing Links over Mask of Momentum for Kano?
Yeah,
for that extra burst.
Yeah, because I like Kano's not, especially with that new card, the Kindle card.
Mm-hmm.
That card is also like a problem. Like any Kano worth their salt is like gonna play it and draw a card off it every time. They're gonna figure out a way to clear their hand and then play it and then draw the card. So then their Aether Wildfire is coming for 7, and they have another card to pitch to Kano again. Like it's just that card's crazy. So you just need the game to be over as fast as possible. Like the Kano game is going to be over by turn 3, and either I'm going to be dead or they're going to be dead. And I just found that Pouncing Links, getting the card that you need when you need it, is better than drawing a random card twice a game or once a game. Because you're probably only going to trigger Mask once or twice against them anyways. So I'd rather just have the card that I want once.
Are Kanos trying to pitch stack you?
Oh no, it's just a race.
Too fast.
Yeah, it's just a race. Like, I tried out like Spell Void 2 AB1 to just like protect myself, like Spell Void hat, Spell Void gloves, and then the Tide Flipper boots, the Arcane Barrier ones. But I just found like I was like, dang, I keep dying, and they're at like 2 health. It's like, well, if I'm gonna die anyways with all this Spell Void, I might as well go grab Assault the Wound for like 8 and try to kill him first. And that's just kind of proved to be the best thing. Or grab a Tiger Swipe. Like I've killed a Kano on turn 1 before because I was able to like triple Tiger Swipe them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I got drew 1, and then got one with my hero ability, and then got one with Mask, and the Kano was pissed, and I was like, dude, you do this to people all the time, so shut up. But super interesting thing about Kano, or like a deck consideration because of Kano, is like I wasn't on any blue Bonds of Ancestry for a while for like a couple different reasons. Won't get into it. But I decided to put one in because against Kano, I can search it with Mask. And sometimes Bonds is the best card you can get. A blue Bonds is the best card you can get off of Mask of the Pouncing Links. Like that's literally the reason that card is in there. So that was super interesting. Cool. And it's also a blue block 3. So, and then like later on in the game, I could like Bonds it away to grab another Bonds. So it's like, it's fine. But I don't like having more than one because if I have a blue in my hand, I would really like to be able to play it and transcend off of it.
Yeah.
To start my turn. And you can't do that with Bonds of Ancestry. So yeah, that's a fun little tidbit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, maybe I'll play a Kano in the finals of the Calling, and blue Bonds of Ancestry will be the reason I win.
Maybe cool. It'll be Majin Bay, and you'll have your Raiden mat out.
Oh, dude, I should
finally get that money match.
I should get him to sign it. Winner gets the gold foil.
Wait, isn't that how the winner wins anyways?
Yeah, but if I say it, it'll be fun.
You should do that before each of your matches. Okay, a winner gets the win here.
Yeah.
Winner's 1-0.
Winner gets the win.
You set the terms here.
Yeah. Oh, I did think of a matchup I'm kind of scared of. Ryan, you'll like this. It's Dash. I'm a little scared of Dash.
Okay.
They could T-bone all my equipment, and I think a lot of them are running more T-bones because of Zen.
And Magnetic Shockwave card's good.
Yeah. So I'm actually running the Arcane Barrier boots, the Tide Flippers, into mech because they just have block 0, so that I can just block T-bone with them multiple times during a game.
That's smart.
Yeah, so I'm just doing that, but then that's another one. It's like after I did that and they stopped getting my like Kasaya early, I just go off and they can't really keep up. Also, Flick Flack is like sweet in that matchup because you like block a 0 to 60 or whatever, and then when they play their max V, you block like 5 with one combo card, so you like really helps kind of almost get you to the rate they're at when they're playing max Vs on defense.
Yeah.
It's when it lines up, it's super nice. So I do bring in 2 Flick Flacks in that matchup.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like Tech Levasin? I guess that's probably a terrible matchup for him, right? You probably just
I think I just like
steamroll them.
I think I just have so much time to like if they do somehow like turbo to like 3 Evos and then start playing their war machines or whatever, could maybe get scary. But like yeah, I think I just run over them. It's similar to like the Warrior matchup. Like if they don't have a bunch of disruption, like I get to kind of decide how big I want my turn to be.
Yeah.
I think the Warrior I'm most scared of is probably Kasai because she has blood on her hands, and that helps her get some damage to kind of keep up. But also like, cool, I'll let you do 15 damage to me one turn, and I'll do a lot more.
Yeah.
The deck can brick, so it's like I don't know. I'm talking about the deck like it's like perfect. The deck does have games where you're like, don't see a transcend card, or like you have like your big turn and then you block with your equipment, have like a decent turn, like your Art of War draws aren't that good or something, and then after you've kind of used your equipment and all that stuff, you like can't find another chi. Like the deck does have flaws, so yeah, I don't want to like misrepresent it to everybody that's the tens of people that are listening. The deck does have flaws, but it can do some crazy shit too. So
what about Riptide?
oh yeah, I don't really want to see Riptides. Well, I mean, Riptide, like it's fine. Like it's just I'm gonna trigger a bunch of their traps. Their one collapsing trap is a complete blowout for me. Complete blowout. Like, oh boy, you discard like your whole hand basically. So if I set up all my combo cards and my tiger, the biggest thing is like I make my tigers in my hand, and then I need my tigers for my combo cards. So it's like they make me discard my tigers. Like that's not good. I'm sure there's like some sequencing things and stuff I could do better / differently in that matchup, but
it's only a
like
one
it's
of
fine.
though, so it's not like you have to play around it constantly.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
they have it, whatever. You'll just do something worse next turn.
Yeah. And then like I bring in like a couple CNCs in that matchup, which like they always don't like to see because they want to play their traps. And like Warmongers too. But yeah, the Rangers are definitely tough. So yeah, Rangers and Assassins are tough. So they're all winnable.
The last thing I'm kind of curious about before a big tournament, because it's kind of something that I've thought about a lot myself, and I've kind of thought about ever since I stopped playing, how I'm gonna replay, is or for when I get back into the game, is like your head game. Like, are you somebody who spends a lot of time thinking about like, oh, how I'm gonna mentally prepare, or are you kind of lucky enough to be like, no, I just show up and I just play and I have fun because I play Flesh and Blood and that's all there is to it.
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Like your head game. Like do you take any like physical steps to prepare like your mental state going into a huge tournament, or are you lucky enough to just show up and it just works out?
I think I definitely don't get super nervous before events, I don't think. I do get anxious and like or kind of just like fatigued, I guess. I do get like anxious and kind of fatigued like during an event.
Yeah.
So like I definitely have to like in Atlanta I was making sure to do this a lot where like after I would like go outside and like walk around and make sure to drink water, like make sure to stay hydrated, like that kind like I definitely need to and like try to eat somewhat healthy to like, you know, like not eat like biscuits and gravy for breakfast, you know,
Yeah.
like not have like a super sugary coffee in the morning, just have like a black coffee or something. But I also think for this too, like I'm just like so excited for the trip in general because like I know like Thursday and Friday, Anna and I are gonna have like so much fun. We have so much fun stuff planned. Like I'm not gonna be like thinking about the event like at all.
That's
Like
probably good for you.
yeah, so I really think like that's gonna help a lot. I'm not gonna be stressing over my 78th and 79th or 79th and 80th slots, like
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be out like doing stuff and having a fun time with Anna instead of stressing about, you know, the mirror match or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that'll go a long way. But I think I'm mostly just like really excited to have fun. But definitely like during the event, I do need to take steps to like take deep breaths, not get anxious, not psych myself out, especially like during the game of like, okay, like pause, think about this thing you're doing, take a deep breath for a second, don't rush through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I panic during the games, not before them.
Okay,
But yeah,
cool.
I'm just so well adjusted, you know.
You really are.
Good parenting.
Do you want to know the thing I'm most devastated about though? This actually maybe like ruined the trip for me.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm sad
So,
for you.
dude, so I missed it by 1 week. Last weekend, June whatever. June 7th, 8th and 9th. Twiggy the water skiing squirrel was performing at the Mall of America. They set him up in the rotunda and that water skiing squirrel like he's on YouTube and shit. Everybody's seen him
Man,
before.
I saw him once in person.
You did?
Yeah, like
Oh,
at I think it was some festival at Jack's Beach.
He
dude.
was in
Forget.
Jacksonville?
Yeah.
What?
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
Twiggy's too big for Jacksonville. Why was he there?
Okay,
Um,
so Twiggy has to be like just a name for a bunch of squirrels, right? There's no way it's the
Nope.
same squirrel.
Nope, same squirrel. Been around.
Same
Ryan,
squirrel.
how dare you, Ryan? How dare you?
It's probably taxidermied.
So
They just put him up on the skis.
it's someone's job to train these squirrels how to ride water skis.
No, he
I don't-
trained himself.
Yeah, I don't think you have to train a squirrel how to ride
They
water
found him
skis.
in the
I guess he
wild
just- he
water
has-
skiing.
There's just a talent scout out there looking,
Yep.
roaming
No,
around lakes looking for squirrels just naturally water skiing.
No, I think that all squirrels know how to water ski. You just have to put
Oh,
them.
okay.
You have
Yeah,
to
he's
put
gonna
them
have
in the
access to
situation.
skis. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. It's an accessibility issue.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with that.
So we should at every lake we need to set up like a free little ski shack. Just have a little rental skis for all these squirrels to come by and grab a pair and head out in the water.
Sponsored by the
Yeah.
Romping Club.
Yeah,
I could get behind that. So
that's my life's mission.
we should start a Patreon, and all of the money goes to that. But yeah, I'm actually like I saw that. I was like, dude, I missed it by a week. Now I'm gonna have to go to the Mall of America and do something dumb like ride a roller coaster.
You should cancel your trip now.
I did. I told Anna I was like, I don't know if I want to go anymore. But no, I'm pumped to go to the Mall of America. We're gonna walk around the whole thing. I don't know. That might be too much. I don't know how big it is. I heard it's pretty big. But
Well, see if they have any Western wear stores.
I'll keep a lookout or I'll keep an eye out.
You get that picture yet?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. What do you think?
You look sweet. Honestly,
Yes!
Okay, wait, let me see it. Wait, all right, let me pull it up.
look at this.
Oh yeah, you actually pull that off. Yeah, you should
Yeah.
get that. That looks
You
good.
got the
Hell yeah.
the pose too, man.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You look like a boy with cows.
That man looks like he's about to mow a lawn. You need to grow a mustache though. That's like my only critique.
Okay. I'll
Grow
do
just
it.
like the bushiest mustache you could possibly Bro.
Okay, I'll go shave. And, like as soon as this call is over, I'll go shave my beard and leave the
Heck yeah.
mustache.
Summer
Good.
break Colin is the best.
It's so true.
Um,
Well, do we have like social media for? We do. We have a Twitter, right? Should we post this on the Twitter?
Oh no, that was not my intention.
Well, how are the viewers gonna see it?
It's a man.
Should I draw it?
Colin, that's a good
I'll
picture of you.
I'll draw it. I'll
Post
post a
it.
drawing.
You know what I don't like about that picture is how gray my hair looks.
But don't you put touch of gray in it?
Oh, dude, I should have. When you told me to do that like 15 years ago, I definitely should have done it.
Yeah, you
so
should.
that it was easier to stomach when it was real gray.
I think the gray kind of pulls it off more for me. I don't know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I think Ryan's feeling something right now.
I am. I'm feeling something deep inside.
Jesus.
Okay, where was this Western store?
It's in Osteen.
Where's that?
It's like north of between Sanford and New Smyrna. It's a very small town.
You never heard of Osteen Volvo? They got commercials on the radio.
Western stores in Florida kind of make me laugh.
Dude, the store's pretty sweet. It's close to my house and it's like really fun to walk around. Never bought anything there.
But then also it's like people from not Florida might not realize this. There are tons of dairy farms in Florida. Or not even dairy farms, but like cows. Like I think we're the second.
Boys.
I think we're the second.
There are boys here.
There are lots of boys. I think Florida's like the number 2 producer of like beef behind Texas in the country. So it's like we got cows and boys.
Does that
Put
make
them together? Sell them a hat.
But yeah, so Western store, like in a place like Osteen, you drive past like a bunch of ranches and stuff, so it kind of makes sense.
It's true, but Florida's not very west.
Compared to what?
Yeah, right. It's a globe, Ryan.
Oh man,
dude.
You go past Texas and Florida's very west of there.
You go to Germany and Florida's very west.
That's true.
Yeah,
do you think they have Western stores in Germany?
Absolutely, dude. They definitely, dude. They love like David Hasselhoff and shit. They gotta have cowboy hats.
I'm googling so much this podcast.
All right, should we wrap it up?
Dude, I don't know. Ask me more questions. I want to talk more.
What do you think of the mirror?
The mirror, super toxic. Oh man. The most important, the most like skill intensive thing in the mirror probably is like deciding when and if to break your chest to make a Zen state token. There's yeah. The mirror's like the winner is either predetermined from the start because someone's gonna draw the nuts, or the game's gonna be really close because like neither of you see your Art of Wars. That's kind of how it feels like it goes. like both of you will eventually transcend, but like if neither of you see Art of Wars, or both of you kind of draw bad off of like the one Art of War you see, then the game is close. Other than that, someone can kind of like run away with it. But it's over quick most of the time. Brandon and I had a really good mirror match last night to end the game, where we both like we didn't see our Art of Wars, and ended up being like super tight all the way to the end. So I think it can be like a fun skill testing matchup, and that can also be a very tilting, toxic matchup. Which is how I feel about Azalea too.
So. I feel like Azalea is mostly just toxic.
Yeah, but when she's not, it's like, it's weird. When she's not toxic, I get to be toxic, and then she dies. It feels like
your toxic's different though, right? It's like Azalea being toxic is like
blocking you out of the game.
Yeah, you can't play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, my toxic is like dealing 20 damage to her and then ending on a Warmongers after she keeps a whole hand.
Yeah.
And then she sends like an arrow for 5 or whatever, and I just block with my equipment, and then I do it again. But yeah. Yeah. Zen definitely doesn't have any auto losses. I think he has really solid matchup spread. which is one of the reasons I'm playing him. So
that's good for an aggro deck, especially early in the format.
Yeah, for sure. So who knows? I could get caught off guard by a lot of stuff. Maybe there's a lot of people who've like solved the matchup. They
How do you
figure out how to beat
solve
Zen.
40 damage turns though?
Don't know. I'm not trying to worry about that. I'm trying to make them worry about it. Other good news for me though, because Nationals is going on. I probably do not have to worry about playing the best players from the best teams on day one of the calling, because they're probably going to be playing in Nationals. So I'll already be in the losers bracket, which is nice.
Yeah,
it's true.
There might be something to that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but no, but I mean, there's still going to be a lot of like very, very good players just playing in the calling. So
yeah, that's true.
I know Yuki is coming down to play in the calling. I saw her tweet about it. So maybe
Makes
Mama
sense.
Spurlock too. They can both kick my ass. So, all right, yeah, we can wrap it up.
Side note: I did find a Western store in Germany, and I posted the link in the Discord for you guys to review.
Oh, maybe I should just order my hat from there.
Buy your Western clothing at World of Western.
Yes.
World of Western.
Oh, they have like Australian.
Nothing's more Western than a German Western store.
Dude, they got Carhartts.
Oh, dude, they have Carhartt. There you go.
I'm a blue collar guy, so I can get my Carhartts from here.
They got trucker cap section.
They have wolf shirts.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, in the sale % section. Dude, there's an owl hoodie that's freaking badass.
We should tell Brandon to cancel our team merch, and this is where we're shopping for our team.
Hat size reducer. Does anyone ever need that? Who would need that?
You'd need an enlarger for you, right?
Yeah.
These trucker caps are great. You want to hear the names?
Yeah.
And also, all the names are just like right on the front of the cap. So it just says this. The first one's Longhorn. Not too bad.
Nice.
Next one's country music. So
okay.
It's just a trucker cap with a guitar and it says country music.
Dude, Nick, you need that.
Next one's line dance. American Spirit.
Nice.
This one's just Eagle.
Line dance. Oh my God.
This one's Stay Wild.
Oh man.
Rodeo.
This one says California.
Hell yeah.
This is great.
I'm glad I googled this. It's funny because I'm looking at their gift voucher section and it's like a Christmas ad, but it's all in German. So it's like kind of jarring to look at.
Guten Tag.
It says World of Western right in the middle, but there's so much German around it. It's great.
What was that thing you used to say in German, Ryan?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ich bin eine Frau Schlampe.
That might be it. You're gonna offend some people. I didn't say that.
Am I?
I'm going on record. I didn't say any of that.
What's it translate to? Tell me.
I'm not saying.
You already said it.
Ich bin eine Frau Schlampe.
You're about to get canceled.
Tell him what it means.
I didn't
Ryan.
say it. He said it.
Should I say what it means?
Do you know what it means?
I think so.
Let's say it.
Does it mean I am a frog slut?
Yeah.
Who would ever say that sentence? How'd you learn that?
I don't know. Doesn't Max Klein follow us on social media?
Oh, he might. I wonder if that's a common phrase.
It has to be.
What city is
where else would I hear that from? I wouldn't just make that up.
Yeah, I heard it from you, so.
I heard it from Colin, so I don't know what's going on.
That's
wow. True. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh man. All right, guys. So yeah, next episode you'll be you can interview me as Nick Streif, calling Minneapolis world champion.
Another interview with you?
Wow.
Calling champion Nick Streif from Minneapolis, the city of lights.
If you win the
Sponsored by the
calling,
Olympic Club.
if you win the calling, are you gonna buy me something cool?
No,
Why?
because Anna will probably spend all of my money immediately on something.
Dude, let's be
She'll
real.
be like, let's add an addition to our master bathroom. I'll be like, God damn it. Fine.
Streif, you're gonna be spending all the money before Anna even touches it.
That's
I'm
true.
confident of that.
If I do win, would either of you be interested in purchasing my gold foil Balance of Justice?
Purchasing?
Yeah.
If you just like give it to me, I'd say probably. I'd probably
I'll
take it
split
off
that
your...
with you, Ryan. I'll split that with you.
Yeah?
Yeah, we
Okay.
go halfsies on that.
Let me think. All right, I'll think about it.
I'll give you a high five. I'll buy you,
Um,
dude. I'll buy you a chicken tender sub.
Oh, you can have it then. No, I need I'm planning way ahead, but I'm probably gonna need former child Evan Herndon to be my broker, because he knows some people who might buy it.
It's true.
So former child Evan Herndon, if you're listening, be ready.
It's confirmed. Nick's winning.
Oh, that'd be so cool. The deck's really good. It does genuinely feels like a deck. First time in a long time, it feels like if the deck runs hot for 2 days and I just draw the nuts for 2 days, I don't know if I lose any games. Like the deck can just go off, which is cool. But obviously that won't happen.
Never know.
Because math.
You never know.
But it is exciting to be playing a deck that I know could absolutely win any game as soon as we sit down. So
yeah.
Anyways, all right, guys. Well, thanks for conducting this interview. It's been great joining you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Ryan, hopefully your next hiatus is shorter.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
Me and Colin don't get along, so we'll have to squash our beefs.
I have to mediate the conversation between you two a lot. So.
It's true. It's because Colin's a diva.
True.
You just like started something. I said nothing. You kept it going.
Ryan's
Colin,
coming after your ass, dude.
This is a ploy to get more listeners. They have to tune in for the drama.
Oh, we do need more drama.
Dude.
Cut this.
I have drama.
Cut this.
I can start some drama.
I have drama for Nick, but I was gonna wait till after you stop recording.
Oh no, let's just keep it in.
Dude, I don't know. I don't think you want me to.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
Dude, please, come on.
I'll put it in the in our Discord chat.
Does it have to do with Western stores?
Oh, dude,
Well, yeah,
yes.
that's where all the...
Please. Okay.
I mean, whatever you're gonna say is your own thoughts.
Dude, no. Man, maybe I shouldn't.
Oh, you want to so
I
bad.
should win the calling and then say it. Once you got clout.
Here's what I'll say.
Oh no! You can't stop yourself. If you start talking, it's gonna all come out.
Here's what I'll say. I'm gonna say
when you start with that. Yeah, when you start with that, it's always gonna be rough.
Stop. Here's what I'll say. There was a Tarek posted on Twitter a fantasy draft where they chose him and I guess his friends and stuff chose players for nationals, and they get points based on how they perform in nationals. Tarek's gonna come in last place.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say. Tarek's coming in last. Sorry about it, Tarek. Well, ooh, actually, this is tough. Tarek or Hamal Patel?
Should we do a fantasy draft?
Dude, the Patels. Tarek Patel and Hamal Patel. They're going to be last and second to last for sure.
That's some pretty.
All right,
bold
we'll check
statements.
back.
And sorry to Michael Fang, you're not the reason I'm saying that.
Oh, you're just narrowing it down now. Who else are you gonna eliminate from that list, huh?
No, who's gonna win this? I think Michael
because he picked Evan.
Yeah. Michael Jacuzzer is going to win it. And I think Daniel Rutkowski's due for a good finish. He's pretty good at this game. And there's a ninja. He likes ninjas, so I wouldn't be shocked if he's on Zen. So yeah, Michael Jacuzzer is going to win. Tarek's probably coming in last. Sorry, Tarek. Unless Brody carries the team.
Which he might.
He might. So that's what I'll say.
Well, my question is, I guess you're not participating in nationals, so you're not eligible. That's the only reason why you weren't picked, though. It's because you're not participating in nationals.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I think they probably would have been fighting over me as pick 1. I think.
I agree with that.
I think, but between Michael Hamilton, Michael Fang, Nick Streif,
that's the big 3.
That's a toss-up, dude.
That's the big 3, dude.
Yeah. What's Michael Hamilton ever done?
I don't know.
Won nationals and worlds in the same year. Top 8 at 10 callings.
He hasn't hosted Sunday Night Flesh and Blood on a Tuesday.
He's never done that.
He hasn't played Bolton for 2 years straight.
He has not ever played Bolton for 2 years straight. But he's played against Bolton for 2 years straight.
Sure.
With his pal, Roger Bodie. Anyways, should we wrap up?
Let's do it.
My dad texted me. He wants to know what our podcast is about. He called me in the middle of the podcast, and I said, recording a podcast. I'll call back. He said, whose podcast? Travis Kelce?
You should tell him you're recording left-wing podcast. See what he says.
No joke. I could use your dad's input on my cowboy hat.
Yeah, he'd say go for it for sure.
Oh yeah, we could protect Big Jeff's advice there.
I could tell you just about anything that he would think.
Yeah.
What would he think on the fantasy draft? Who would he pick?
He'd be like, why aren't you on here? He'd be like, why do you have a podcast but you're not on here? No, he would say something dumb. He would try to make a joke out of someone's name, probably. Oh, I know what he would say.
No.
I hope this doesn't offend anyone.
This podcast's been running too long.
Sorry. My dad would say, Julian's sniffing. What's he sniffing? That's what my dad would say.
It's a good one.
No offense, sniffing. If you listen, he doesn't. All right, we're wrapping up for good. Sorry.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for listening, everyone.